been a little bit. We're back on the Is It Good Inside of the Restaurant tour. This time, I love this new camera angle. You can really just see the damn restaurant. But we're going inside the Olive Garden. Believe it or not, this is the very first time I have ever eaten in an Olive Garden in my life. I've had Olive Garden like 3 or 4 times, 3 of which was on the channel, 1 of which was before I started making YouTube, and all of them were to go. So I don't even know what it looks like in there. I'm excited, kind of. Let's see what it's hitting on. All right, they brought the breadsticks out. I did order dipping sauces, but I'm not just gonna sit here and look at these. So, breadstick, we know what this is about. These seem a lot more buttery than all the ones I've ever eaten in the car. Super buttery. They still have that hot dog bun texture because I feel like they changed the recipe on what they used to be. They used to be a lot more round, like cylindrical is the word. But they're still good. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and hate on these. I'll get these all day. You can definitely just do never-ending bread and soup and call it here, but I'm gonna wait for the dipping sauces. But even alone, these used to be a 10. I'll give them a 9 now. I think the bun is still good, but it used to be better. All right, they brought the soup out first. So this is pasta fazool. I feel like I've explained these before, but in case people don't know, pasta fazool is like a soup made with beans and like little pasta. Perfect.
Awesome. Breadsticks?
Yeah, please. Okay. Thank you. I've had this before. The weirdest thing about this one is usually they don't put meat in pasta fazool, but for whatever reason, it's here. So take a bite. This to me, it tastes like chili. Thank you. But it just tastes like chili. It's actually a decent chili. But if I close my eyes and somebody bought this to me, I would say that is this like chili pasta or something. I don't dislike it though. But as far as pasta fazool accuracy, it gets like a 2. But as far as taste goes, I'd give it a 6. I don't mind it. Real quick, we got the never-ending breadstick sauces. This is the 5 cheese marinara. Don't worry, Alfredo's coming, but I never really tried this one. This to me tastes like if you mixed the marinara with their Alfredo. It's good though. I actually think I like it the best with the breadsticks. A lot of people say Alfredo. I say this. But I don't mind this. What's gonna matter is my entree, but I've always thought this was like some of their better stuff, especially the breadsticks with the sauce. I got more appetizers on the way, so let's wait for those, but this, solid, 8.5 together. This is just a 9 by itself. Toasted ravioli, one of the most popular, damn this is hot, things that you can get. It comes with the marinara, but I usually like to get different dipping sauces. A lot of people, again, say they get the Alfredo, which I've done a million times, but I feel like I'd never give this sauce any love, so I wanted to try it. But it's a toasted rav. This has a meat on the inside. Stop. It's first bite, no sauce. That's hot as hell. I'm not used to hot Olive Garden, bro. I said this last time with this. I feel like, yes, it is better, but the things that I was critiquing outside is going to be the same exact thing. But let's get the 5 cheese marinara. Oh. The flavor on this, I love it. In this 5 cheese marinara especially. Really hot. The inside is like a sausage blend. The only issue that I do have with this, again, it's like pasty on the inside, and I would prefer if it had a little more body to it. But other than that, I think this is a perfectly acceptable appetizer to get in a restaurant. Have I had better toasted ravioli in my life? Yes, but this is really pretty decent for something to get from a chain. Give it an 8. I think my original score was like a 6. But the sauce and texture, make a difference. I feel like I have a lot of thoughts that I want to say that I'm going to wait until the video is done or towards the end to give a final thoughts on, but so far, pretty good. The next up, this is something that I personally wanted to get. I had this in the car. My issue was with the texture, but I thought it would be pretty good to try. So this is their shrimp frito misto, which is like basically fried mixed shrimp. So you have shrimp in here, but there's also peppers and onions that are breaded and fried as well. First bite, no sauce, bro. Come on. I am so not used to how hot this food is. This tastes like something you could get at Red Lobster, but better. This is better than a lot of the seafood dishes I've had at Red Lobster for like a chain comparison. Mainly because I actually got a lot of food here. Second, because it actually cost less than it. This was like 13 and change. This at Red Lobster would have been $27 at the one I was at. So, not mad at that. The flavor is like a cornmeal, but also with like an Italian blend to it. You know, you get like your parsley, oregano, and then it seems like there's a little hint of also like Parmesan on here. Come in with the lemon on a joint. Do another one. It's hot. I'm gonna smack myself in the head in a minute. All right, so let's do some of these fried onions and peppers. I like these in the car. This is peppers. The bell pepper. I like the fried vegetables as much. Whatever this is. That's mustard based. You know, I love me some mustard. And I'm guessing this is like a marinara. I like this. Like, period. I'm actually surprised at how much I like it. I have turned into a person that has come to appreciate chain restaurants. But more than anything with this, my direct comparison, Red Lobster, make this. Charge $13 for it. People would buy it. This, I'm telling you, this would cost like 20 bucks at Red Lobster. Look, good flavor, good crunch. A lot of it. Fried veggies. I think I like the fried peppers just as much. I need one more bite. Wait. The double whammy. In here. That's actually impressively good. On a chain scale, 9. I never give a red 9 at this place at non-breadstick. But if I come here again, that's a crazy phone. But if I come here again, I definitely would get this. I like this a lot. So I did the tour of Italy. I figured it was a way to get 3 entrees in one. And also one of the most popular things that you can get here. So I got the tour of Italy, which is the Alfredo, Fettuccine Alfredo, the chicken parm, and the lasagna. I also did get a re-up on the, what is this again? Alfredo sauce instead of the other sauce that I had, which was the 5 cheese. So let me grab me a breadstick. Let's chuck this right over here. But let's get into it, man. All right, chicken Alfredo. You can cut it with a fork. Nice. Here we go. Y'all know what chicken Alfredo is. This is the first thing that I've had from here that I'm just like, nah. I think it's kind of overcooked. It's a little tough. I also think that it's a little too thick for what I would want in a chicken, not like a chicken parm. Like the cutlet is more like a breast. They use Italian breadcrumbs. Cool. Their sauce, marinara. It is what it is. It's not great, but I know that. I just think how they cook this is kind of mid. Compared to like other chains. You know what I'm saying? But let me nah, there's nothing I can save this. 2 bites. Everybody knows rules. Nah, it's like rubbery, bro. I've had better chicken parms at most places that serve chicken parms. Restaurants, chains. So that one is not for me. Again, would I eat it? Yes. Is it like edible? Yes. Slightly below par. It's a 4. It's chilling. Lasagna. A lot of people love this lasagna, bro. So I had to make sure I got me some lasagna in here. So here we go. I don't know what part of Italy they took this tour at. I love the appetizers, but this is not moving me. How do you get lasagna served in a restaurant and it's cold? Like, this is cold. I don't know what's missing from this, but it's definitely missing. It does also seem like they use sausage in this, which does add something nice. A lot of people use ground beef. But when you do like the meatball blend or sausage, I just think it tastes better. And that's a nice touch. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's terrible. It's okay. I'm gonna give this a 5.5 out of 10. Slightly above average. Finally, everyone and their mother's favorite meal. Fettuccine Alfredo. I got the fresh cheese on here and I put a ton of cracked black on here. This tastes like the kind I used to make in college. I think I said this in the car too. It's fire though. This just reminds me of what I used to actually make in college that cost like total back then for like a box of pasta and some Alfredo and some cheese. It used to cost me like $3 and change to make a big ass thing Alfredo. And it reminds me of that. The Alfredo's pretty thick. You know, it's nothing crazy, but I don't mind it. And the pasta is al dente. So, cool. Probably one of the safest plays you can make here, but also pretty decent. For a chain. Seven and a half? Fair? I think that's fair. And I also want to get in here for the Alfredo, but in the breadstick, which is going to go crazy. Yeah. Okay. I make this joke every time. I don't know how servers always, the minute I take a bite, they're like, how's the food? And I'm like, I'm feeling so bad because I'm not trying to be rude. I still think the 5 cheese is a little better, but this also hits. Their Alfredo sauce, I feel like since the last couple of times I went, it's gotten thicker, and I like that. I still think your best bet here, appetizers, breadsticks, salad, and soup. But this also gets a 9. Tour of Italy overall, I wouldn't get it again. There's just better stuff here. That's my personal thing. This just tastes like the most like basic of basic. That you could probably make a better version of at the crib. Even an amateur cook could, personally. But the appetizers here, top notch. All right, so dessert, tiramisu. I had this in the car. I thought it was fantastic, so I wanted to try it again. It's pretty much what this whole video has become. But I thought this was a really good tiramisu they had here. That's a good tiramisu. Like, very strong coffee taste. Very nice, creamy mascarpone. And it's not overly sweet. I don't like when tiramisu tastes like sugar. I should be tasting the espresso. And that's what I'm tasting here. And it's very light. Really like a perfect little nightcap to what you get. Whatever meal you want, which is not the tour of Italy. It's anything but the tour of Italy. But fantastic. That's all I got, man. Change scale, one of my favorite desserts I've gotten. 9. Like, very nice. Sign me up for this all day. I like these little things. I just want to go over what everything costs here. So the shrimp frito misto was $13.29. Toasted ravioli, $9.29. The dipping sauce never ending. I only got 2 of them, but yeah, it's $4.79. Tour of Italy was $22.49. And the tiramisu was $9. I don't really think anything here was crazy price for what you got. I think the tour of Italy is probably the worst thing. If I came here, like I said, I would stick to like the appetizers, the soups, the breadsticks, and stuff like that. And you can work with this for sure. You know, I've always been underwhelmed with their entrees more than anything else. But like, is this a place that I would personally go again if I didn't live in Bergen County and I was really like just somewhere where they didn't have access to it? I can see why people consider this kind of stuff like fine dining. No offense, you know, where you live is where you live. I lived in Iowa. A lot of people loved it there the same way. So I used to think this place was trash, and now I think it's not bad. But in my non-professional advice, like I said, just stick to the appetizers, breadsticks, soup, salads, desserts, and you'll be fine. People, if you have an entree that you like, do that, but don't get too adventurous. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoyed, and we'll be back tomorrow. More content and the hand signs. They made it to YouTube.